Hi friends, welcome back to the channel, Relocate with Kaya. I am Kaya and I provide online support for families, individuals, and employees looking to move abroad. And on our channel, Rich and I discuss our own personal journey of moving from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Johannesburg, South Africa with our beautiful daughter, Nina. So today we are just going to be briefly discussing our thoughts on our first trip to the bush. So I'm going to let Rich start this conversation.
Yeah, no, it was a great trip over the weekend. We literally weren't planning on doing anything. We knew that, the Easter holiday was coming up. We knew that it was going to be a long weekend with Nina, out of school Friday and Monday. But we didn't really plan on going anywhere. You were sort of feeling a little under the weather, like my foot still wasn't, we were just like, let's not plan anything big. But by the time Friday rolled around, we're like, yeah, we should probably do something and go somewhere. And that started a flurry of activity in trying to look up something to do, somewhere to go. Obviously, a lot of people had the idea to go out of town because a lot of the things we were coming across were already booked. Or another thing that we came across was a lot of places that would require a minimum of a 3-night stay. So that's kind of something we're going to keep in mind, for the next trip we plan. But all that said, things did come together really well. We got out to the Zebra Nature Reserve, and it was great. We didn't have anything planned. It wasn't like a rigorous, we're here, we're going to do X, Y, and Z on each day. We sort of had an idea of what they had available on the property and just took it as it came.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. I think we both needed time to kind of relax and chill out and, just enjoy being out in the bush, in nature.
Yes.
It was very quiet. I noticed how quiet it was. Obviously, there's some animal sounds, but just no cars, no hum of the city.
Yes.
So, it was really refreshing and relaxing to be out there.
Yes. So I was more itching to get out of town. Rich I think you would have been okay with staying home for the weekend.
Friday, yes. Yeah. But
right.
I'm glad that we did get out.
Yes, no, 100%.
Friday, I was like, it's fine if we stay here.
Right. Because I was just like, we got to do something. And Rich, I was so desperate and I really couldn't find anything. I was looking at plane tickets to KZN or Durban. So that's, but yes, I knew that I wanted to go somewhere that was, just felt like we were in a different place or a different environment. And I think, but not knowing exactly what I was looking for, but thanks to the good old Googler, it was, I think one of the things to do in South Africa, one of the things that came up was a bush lodge, and I've definitely been hankering to go check one of those out. So
yes, the level above a tent. Not an actual tent or camping, whatever the next level.
Yes. So
glamping is what it's sometimes referred to as.
Yes. So for this particular location, because like I said, when I say there was hardly nothing available, there was very little. And for this particular reserve, they actually had, unbeknownst to us, they had multiple different levels of accommodations. Yeah, exactly. And all seemed very beautiful. But I think, and I'm actually glad we stayed in the Bush Lodge area because we were looking for something that was just kind of
quiet.
Yeah, quiet. Right, exactly. Because I feel like the Bush was kind of off from the rest of the reserve.
Yeah, the bigger one where they had most of the lunches and things.
Yes.
Breakfast. There seemed to be a lot of activity around.
Yeah.
Folks coming in and out.
Yes. Yeah. So right. So yes, I definitely think that for what we were looking for, the lodge was definitely the way to go. The Bush Lodge was, but I definitely think if we go back that I would, look into staying at the other accommodations. One, because I think some of them were probably bigger, but we, because you actually spoke to someone that booked He called.
Yeah, so someone else that we bumped into at the property like had the same idea. Like, oh, Friday they decided they wanted to come out and do something, and he tried to get in touch with someone Friday. I think we booked online.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yep.
But he called Saturday. He asked for a specific one of their lodges.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, we got here and they put us in a different one. He's like,
Yeah, but the point is that he actually was able to find something different, because online it was just showing the Bush Lodge, but he actually was able to get into, even though they told him they book them at one particular
and they put
place,
him somewhere else,
right? But both of the places were very nice, so it's not like he, they were both nice.
Yeah.
But yes, I think if we were to go back, which I definitely would not mind, I would probably want to stay in a different lodging area. Yeah, but that was just so perfect. Again, for what we're looking for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it had enough activities and stuff to do on the property, and like just give time to relax, which was awesome. Like,
it was just,
you guys got your horse riding, which was
Let me tell you something. So Rich got ahead of me. I was going to say, what was our favorite thing? What was what was your favorite thing about going?
Overall, I'd say relaxing.
Yeah.
Kayaking was nice on the very quiet, still,
so
pristine,
beautiful.
peaceful lake. I think one of my favorite parts about that was you spending about 4 seconds in your own kayak before you were not frantically, but enthusiastically asking to get off of it. So as soon as her kayak got off the bank into the water, as soon as the full thing was in the water, she's like, I get me out of here. Like, she had to paddle out to turn around. Like, she didn't even have enough room to turn around before she was asking to get off the kayak.
Let me tell you something.
I was by the water helping Nita to get her life vest on. I wish, of all the things that there's footage of, I wish I would have had that, but alas, I didn't. It'll just have to live in my mind and Nita's mind. And the guy's mind who was helping us out.
Who was very kind.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? In fairness to me, I was not the first and only person to have that reaction, because I believe he said that he's had people that just look at it and was no, I'm good.
No, but you got the life vest on, you put stuff down, you got in it, you had the paddle. And as soon as that thing hit just exploded, since it got off the ground, you're like, nope.
No, because
and then you're drifting a little bit.
And
no one can reach you again. You have to paddle. You have to save yourself from this very calm, pristine.
Right. I wonder if I could have just
lake.
stood up.
Well,
yeah, well, I didn't find out. Because that's how close I was to the,
You probably would have flipped it if you tried to stand up.
Oh, God. Yeah, because I never ever done kayaking, and I don't know why I thought, well, let's just do it. Like, it was just that type of weekend. It's like, let's just try it. Don't overthink it. Just do it.
So
yeah,
I should have known, but I figured since this was a nice, calm, pristine, smooth lake, that it wouldn't have been an issue. There's a history of not liking water or water-based activities.
This is true.
Years and years ago, just the two of us, I mean years ago, we were, what was it, Maryland or Virginia Beach or somewhere.
Yeah.
We're like, let's go jet skiing. Like, awesome. The little motorcycles in the water. Like, this will be fun.
Motorcycles in the water.
So we go down to the shop or whatever, and it's on an inlet. Like, it's not on the ocean. So it's calm. There's docks and things, and it's like, okay. No, but it's like, you're like, okay, so it was just us. They already had people out. So they had their boat, and we both got on one. I was driving. You were the passenger. And he takes us out, and he takes us out to the ocean. So you're by the beach.
I was riding. I was on it with you, or was it on my own?
You were behind me.
So I had my own.
No, you were sitting on the thing
behind
with me.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as we got out of this little inlet, took a few minutes to drive down. As soon as we got into the open water, she was unhappy, wanted to go back. I'm like, I can't just turn around, And she's like, speed up, no, don't move. And I'm like, okay, the waves are gonna knock us over. Like, meanwhile, there's like a 12-year-old flying, like his thing's in the air. He's flipping over the handlebars and swimming back to it.
Oh, it was nuts.
This kid, whatever he was doing it so recklessly.
Yes.
He was having a lot of fun. He flooded the engine. Like they had to get him a different jet ski because he flooded the engine on the one that he had. Meanwhile, she's clutching on me, not wanting to,
Terrified.
Oh, yeah.
Terrified. Yes.
Yeah, so fast forward years later.
Well, remember the boat had to come and get me?
The boat, yes. She did get off and she was on the boat. And she wanted to go back, but he wasn't leaving. And it was a little boat. It wasn't much bigger than the jet ski. So she's hanging on to like the roof pole, like rocking back and forth.
Was it because he came out to bring why was he out there? The boat.
Well, no, he showed us the way out there, and he was supposed to be waiting for like the 2 or 3 other people that they had, because I think it was the kid. His parents were somewhere.
Okay.
And I think maybe the mom gave up and gave him the other one. And, so he could still go.
Yeah. No, I thought
he flooded.
Yeah. That's right. So as you can see, that lake was definitely not the open ocean.
I thought she would have been okay. Because years after that, we were in Mexico.
Yeah.
And we actually were on jet skis again.
Yeah.
So we had one, other friends were, but she was driving. Mm-hmm. And actually going.
Was her?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So she's speeding along, and I'm like, okay, turn here. We took turns, but like I forgot. She didn't have glasses on.
Right.
She didn't have contacts in.
That's right.
She's going full bore on this jet ski. You can't really see it.
That's right. I forgot about that. I didn't know that I drove.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think you almost hit one of our friends the one time. Like, what are you looking at? Like, I can't see. I'm like, oh my God, can you please stop driving this thing? Because there was just a ton of people in the water.
Yeah, like it was right. It was a beach. It was a resort.
It was a resort. Yeah. So there was like jet skis all over the place, fishing boats, banana boat, like people towing a banana boat, like you're just like flying along.
We were. Yeah, it was a different time. I don't remember a whole lot from that trip.
So all of that, the reaction this weekend was shocking.
Right. It was a bit dramatic. I literally was like, "Get me off of here!" But the gentleman, that took us over. He was no judgment. No. He just said, very calmly.
I noticed he didn't go diving into the water.
He did not. He wasn't coming to get me. So I had to figure out how to turn this little kayak around.
Really quickly.
Yes. So you know what? It wasn't for me. But you and Nina had an opportunity to go out. I don't know if she loved it that much either. I felt like she was like, it's cute.
It was okay. And then it was like, oh, you want to go back? Like, no, I want to go over here.
Right.
Like,
Yes. But she was game for it. So that was really nice. And then you could also fish there too, which I actually I wanted to do all the things because it was like we're there. So they offered fishing in that same lake, but we didn't have an opportunity to do that. We'd even bought Nina's bicycle because we thought we would go bike riding. We didn't have a chance to do that.
Yeah, no, and she's still
off.
Yeah, she still has like training wheels. She's getting a lot better at it, but this was literally like bush trails, like footpaths, or so you would have to ride your mountain biking is literally what they're.
Yes. I think it was like the sign for.
Oh yeah. So that would have been a little much for her.
No, and the pictures on their website, it's like, it was a kid, riding their bicycle. So I was like, okay, well, let's just bring it.
Even the path for the cars might have been. They're very rocky. Like it was very. You're in the bush. So.
You're in the bush.
So that even riding bikes on those. For her, might have been a little.
Yeah, no, I think it would have definitely with training wheels for sure.
Yeah.
So she did great on the kayaking, and then the horse riding. Never ever rode a horse. She had ridden a pony at her last.
They had like a petting zoo situation.
Right. Yeah, her school, her daycare had a petting zoo come to the school, so she got to ride a pony. So it wasn't her very first time, but she was fearless. Like she just got on there. And my baby did have a little bit of a situation where she didn't fall off of the horse completely, but right, exactly. And she was just like hanging on. And I, of course, freaked out, but I couldn't freak out too much because I didn't want to freak the horse out. So the lovely woman that was walking with us, she was very calm, and she helped Nina back onto the horse. And of course, I was like, "Do you want to get off? We can get off, Bobby. We can get off." And she was like, "No, I still want to go." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" Because I'm like, I wanted to grab her, and she's like, "No." And then the woman said that we can do a shortcut or we can go the long way. And Nina was like, "Well, let's go the long way." And I was like, "Nina, we had it out." But yeah, no, she literally, as the saying goes, got back on the horse, and I could not believe it because I literally froze when she fell again. She didn't fall off, but she was just like hanging on the one side. And I was very upset about that, but she was fine.
Yeah.
So and that was like probably halfway through the ride, and the ride was an hour.
About an hour, yeah.
Yeah. So again, because I did no research, I thought that we were just going to walk around the stable. I was just like, well, I can handle this. Let's just get on this horse. We're going to do a couple laps around this stable. So when the woman started walking us out, I'm like, we're leaving. So yes, it ended up being an hour ride, and it was so beautiful. Oh my goodness, the views were just breathtaking. And Nina had her little incident, but not only did she get back on the horse, she actually said that she wants to maybe do some riding.
She wants to do it again. So,
she wants to do it again. So the woman, Nicole was her name, that was walking with us, said that there's like, you can throw a stone at horse locations,
like places
to ride horses in Johannesburg. And I'm like, really? But anyhow, so she was fine. Then we had an opportunity to do the Easter egg hunt, which she enjoyed. What else did we do? Every
day she's waking up, is it Easter yet? Is it Easter
yet? Oh, God. Yes, is it Easter Sunday? I'm like, no, it's Thursday. So we had to do the Easter thing, which I was actually really happy because prior to that, like Nina really didn't care about Easter. Like it was kind of like, okay, it's that time of the year. But this time she's very aware of what Easter is. So we did that, and I think, and then the game drive.
Yep.
I loved the driver, which I can't remember what her name was, because she was so engaging with the kids. Because these things could be,
it was a shorter one overall.
Yeah, because we went to Johannesburg. That was 5 hours.
Well, that was all day, yeah.
Yeah, and Nina was 2.5. She might have just turned 3. Oh, she's 5 now. No, she was 2.5. Was she 3 or 2?
Well, Johannesburg, it was 2 hours to get there.
Right,
and then I think we spent half the day.
Yes.
Did lunch. I think we saw 4 out of the big. We saw a lot. We thankfully saw a lot.
But she was young, but she rode for however long it was.
And then we were like, okay, we're done. And then it was another 2 hours. So it was a full day.
Full day. And she was a trooper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she had to be.
It was funny that it was like, because the driver was with us like more than once, so we sort of know him by that point.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, because he was helping us out.
Yes.
Just through the tourist company. So he was there a lot.
South Africa.
Yes. But what was he saying? Like he's like, and it was like, do you guys want to keep going or this? And I was like, I think I said yes or something, and then I was like, I'm just kidding, we're good. Let's get out of here.
Yes, because lucky.
But he was lamenting, like, he's like, it's like sometimes when there's like bird watchers, they won't want to leave until they see the bird. He's like, we'll be here sun up to sundown looking for a little bird.
Yeah, I'm like, no, we are not birders, Lucky.
We saw the big ones, and then we're out of here.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So Lucky drove us around, and he was very knowledgeable.
Yes.
But Nina was very young, but she was along for the ride. She was good. So this one, the woman was very knowledgeable and very engaging with the kids. And Nina had herself a little friend. He was so sweet. We had actually saw him the night before at dinner.
Okay,
at the Sheehan, I think it was called. The
Shabeen.
Yeah, so where they had the bonfire. Like that was also one of my favorite. All I wanted was a bonfire. And they had 3 of them. So I was happy about that. They had a whole bride situation there. That was great. So for the when I was looking at the accommodations, it said breakfast and dinner were included, and I wasn't sure what that meant. It was like a really nice spread for breakfast. And then dinner. They still
served lunch. You could go get lunch.
Right. Get lunch.
So you didn't have to leave if you didn't want to.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that we couldn't leave because there was nothing around this reserve.
Well, there's other things to do. There was like a reptile. Like,
well, no, I
park in
meant
front of-
like around the resort.
Yeah,
like,
there
we
was
wanted to go get some
no.
lunch outside
Yeah, there was
of the
no
resort.
like restaurant
No.
right outside.
No.
Yeah.
No, so everything was there, so we didn't realize that. I'm like, oh, so we really don't have to leave. And they had transportation to take you
unless
all
go on
around.
excursions or something.
Yeah, like you did not have to leave this place, which again, I didn't think. I was like, oh, we're going to be dipping in and out. No, we were there the whole weekend.
But it was like you were in a totally different world, even though it's
Completely.
a small reserve. Like you don't
Yeah,
got to
compared
do
to the others.
Pilanesberg or Kruger or
Yes.
some gigantic. Like
Yeah.
there's probably a ton of
Yeah.
smaller like places like this one.
Yeah, and it was only an hour if you're on the highway.
Yeah, highway.
It's
it's an
out,
hour.
yeah, it's an hour and a half away, and we felt like we were on a different part of in a different part of South Africa. So yeah, this place was incredible. The staff there was so kind and knowledgeable, and just like we just saw the same people because we were talking to the driver, and she was just saying like some of the staff lives there.
Yep.
And then like 22 days of the month.
Yeah, just like they'll work for a few weeks and then
Yeah.
have a week off or whatever, however they do the schedule.
Yeah, because we would see the people at the end of our night, and then we see the first thing in the morning. So I'm like, well, gee, like I wonder if they
Yeah.
live close. But she was saying a lot of the people live on the grounds. So yes, we got to see the same people, and then we would see the same families. And Nina made a couple friends. So it was just so nice, and it was such a nice surprise. And now I'm just like, okay, where's the next one? So yeah, so that was great.
And we're learning, like we have the tendency to do things last minute. We have to plan ahead because folks plan around here.
They do.
We ran
They
into
do.
that a bit over the festive season. Like, why is everything booked? Because everyone's,
Yes, they're smart. They
Yeah.
put these, pretty far in advance. And I feel like, I don't know why, because I feel like in the States we would plan for stuff, didn't we?
a little, not really.
Right. Well, see,
But depending on where you're going,
Right.
there's just more space. There's
Yeah.
more availability. There's more, rooms or whatever.
What do you
it is.
mean? Here?
Depending on where you're going in the States.
In the States, yeah. And then also, like I mentioned in the video, like Rich and I stopped going to places that were in rural areas. So I feel like usually when we traveled in the States towards the last few years, we were going to like places like Mexico and where did we go? Mexico, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
we were just going to other destinations.
Yeah, that's twofold. One, like it was nice being able to drive out
Oh, 'cause
and
COVID
not
too.
being stressed about the area that we're going into.
Oh,
like, is it
yes.
going to be, for a U.S. phrase, rednecky? Like, can we go out there and it'd be fine? It was, but
Yes.
that was like what was stopping us in the States, like particularly going inland or like to the mountain areas, even some of the beaches. But also,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
also it's
Oh,
the cost.
yes, I forgot
like
about
just to go to the Jersey Shore, to rent a place near the shore, like near the beach, you'd still probably have to drive there, and buy food and all that.
Right.
It was cheaper to fly to
Yes.
an all-inclusive resort
Yes.
in Mexico.
Yes.
Like on the Gulf Coast or
Yes.
go to Puerto Rico. Like it
Yes.
was cheaper
It
to
was
do that
cheaper,
than
yep.
it was to drive
To
an
the drive
hour.
2 hours away
to
to the,
the beach in New
Jersey,
Jersey, yeah.
Shore. Which please Google Jersey Shore. So no, right. So it's
Yeah,
just
like,
like,
it was both-
so it
both.
just made more sense to so a lot of the places towards before we moved to South Africa, a lot of our trips were to other either countries or areas that you would have to fly to.
Yeah.
So we haven't done, and then there was COVID, so nobody also was traveling. So just to be able to get out there
a
on the
mini road trip.
right, like just to be able to do that, it's like God. It was just nice. Like I'm just so excited because there's so much of South Africa to see, and we get so many recommendations of where to go. And trust and believe, we will certainly try to see as many as we can. But this was just. It was just,
this was
it was
awesome.
what we needed, and I think Nina had a good time too. And she, by the time Monday came, she's like, "When am I going back to school?" So it was just so nice. So I definitely recommend this particular place, the Zebra Nature Reserve, because it is family friendly. Like, like there's stuff to do for everyone. Oh, and Rich got a massage too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I forgot about
That was
that.
very relaxing.
Was it nice?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they
Yeah,
offered.
they had a spa stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the place was just, yes, I definitely recommend it. because it was what we needed, and it's super duper family friendly. And there was a lot to do. The only thing she didn't do was get in the pool. But outside of that, yeah, I think she had a good time too. So, yep. So that was just our quick little recap. We're still, well, we know we're going to go for Easter break. No, but it's not. No, spring break. Spring break. So we have to book that. Speaking of last minute, yeah. So we just have to plan that. But yep, great Easter break weekend. It was a wonderful Easter for our first time in South Africa, and yeah, we look forward to seeing many, many, many parts of this beautiful country. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. For being so kind in your comments. It really, really makes me feel good that we put stuff out there that connects with people and that people are interested in seeing or hearing. So we're so thankful and so grateful because you guys have become like family at this point. So, yeah. Anything else, Rich?
No, that was it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and we will see you next week. Bye.